no one saw Hamster-Saurus Rex for a week after that. Most of the other kids seemed to forget about him. Not Martha Cheery, though. She never stopped wearing her homemade hamster monitor ID lanyard. I didn't forget either. Before school, I poked around our classroom looking for any sign of him. I searched the halls between classes. I asked the kids from other grades if they'd see him. I even put up missing hamster posters, hand-drawn by yours truly. Still nothing. Dylan thought I was nuts, but I never lost hope that he would one day return, even though I'd known him for all the 4 minutes I could help it. Even though I knew him for all 4 minutes, I couldn't help it. I liked the little guy. It was Tuesday after school when I made a terrible mistake. While checking to see if Hamster-Saurus Rex was hiding in the faucet of one of the sinks in the second floor boys' bathroom, I accidentally sprayed water everywhere. Well, not everywhere, exactly. Most of it went right into Beefer Vanderkoff's t-shirt. "Ah!" growled Beefer. "You got my shirt all wet, dummy." Beefer, I didn't see you there. "Here, let me get that for you," I said, grabbed a paper towel and dabbed the shirt, which had a picture of a zombie throwing up on it. If it's any consolation, I'm pretty sure water doesn't stain. "Is that some kind of joke?" said Beefer, squinting at me. "You know I'm a clear belt in karate, don't you?" "Clear belt?" I said. "Yep, it's the level above a black belt," said Beefer. "It's so hard to get that nobody ever knows about it. The final test is they make you headbutt a rock in half." "Hey, that's great," I said. "Congratulations on your clear belt." "Yay, Beefer." I won't sugarcoat it. I was groveling. Beefer scowled. "Is that sarcasm? You think you're so funny with your funny little pictures. Man, you wouldn't last a minute down at the dojo. You know what would happen." What?" "This." "Kia!" Beefer shrieked and punched a trash can. It wobbled for a second and then fell over, spilling a pile of wet paper towels on the floor. "Wait," I said, genuinely confused. "I'm the trash can in this scenario, or the guy fighting it?" "Shut up," hissed Beefer, clutching his knuckles and gritting his teeth in pain. "Someone like you or me might have guessed that punching a metal object would hurt your hand." Beefer had to figure these things out for himself. "I can't believe you forced me to use my karate." In anger, he said, as he winced and flexed his fingers. "I'm going to kill you for that." That was my cue to dash past him through the door and get out of the hallway. "Get back here, Sam," yelled Beefer behind me. I ran for my life. You have to understand, running for my life isn't my favorite activity in the world. In fact, running for any reason is pretty low on the list. I enjoy reading comics. Playing disc golf with Dylan is pretty fun, even though I never win. Occasionally, I like to put a second pair of shoes on my hands and pretend I'm a horse. Actually, maybe don't tell anybody that last one. These days, though, running for my life seemed to take up an awful lot of time. Thanks to Beefer, it was my number one forced hobby. It all went back to my actual favorite hobby in the world, drawing. I love to draw stuff, always have. Other kids used to think it was cool, almost like a magic trick. That changed last year. I just mastered drawing robots punching each other's heads off. I wanted to work on my caricature skills. For practice, I drew a caricature of every single kid in our class. I wasn't going to show them to anybody. I showed them to Dylan. She laughed at hers. But one day, I accidentally left my sketchbook in the library. Caroline Moody found it as soon as everyone had to see their official Sam Gibbs portrait. They were all pretty mad except Martha Cheery, who was eerily flattered. Angriest of all was Beefer Vanderkoff. I'll admit it. The stink lines around his head may have crossed the line. I still wasn't exactly popular with the other kids, but only Beefer wanted to flatten me. As far as I could tell, flattening people was one of the 3 things he actually cared about, along with horror movies and processed food. Without a zombie DVD or a package of Frunchos, Southwest style, teriyaki flavor, ranch flavor wedges, a Smiles Corp product to distract him, I was in serious trouble. I'm going to hit you so hard that you forget how to do long division, he yelled as he chased me. Seriously, this beating is going to affect your report card. I I only had one hope. Beaver probably wouldn't pummel me in front of Mr. Copeland. I ran towards our classroom. As I skidded around the corner, my heart sank. The lights were off. The room was empty. Mr. Copeland had already gone home for the day. That meant the door would be locked. In desperation, I tried anyways. Success! The knob turned. I ducked inside, closed the door, and locked it behind me. Then I got down on all fours and hid behind a row of desks. I won't sugarcoat it. I was cowering. I could hear Beaver outside now, right outside the door. "Where are you, Sam?" he yelled. "Seriously, you better not be reading my diary. There's personal stuff in. I don't have a diary." "Shut up." He tried the knob. It turned, and I heard the door swing open. I buried my face in my palm. Of course, Mr. Copeland had locked the door behind him before he left. It was just that the lock was broken. Beaver stepped inside. "Where are you? You're in here somewhere, Sam," he said. "Believe me, I've had enough detention to know every single inch of this classroom. You can't hide from me. I'll find you. I'm like a modern-day Sunblock Holmes." Silently, I crawled along the row of desks. Things were getting desperate now. I looked around for anything that might save me. Graphing calculator? Nope. Tube of puff paint? Nope. Walrus puppet? Nope. I could go no further. I was in the corner of the room, right under a big missharpening model of the solar system that hung from the ceiling, where we were told that some kids last year that had made it out of old pennies and plastic wrap for something called a science night. It was terrible, but too heavy to move, so Mr. Copeland left it up. "Found you," said Beaver. I turned. "Oh, hi, Beaver," I said, trying to sound casual. "Now you must choose your destiny, Sam," he said. "Do you want to be Nerd Smashers?" Nerd Smasher? He held out his hand. "Or Dweeb Crusher," he said with his right fist. "What are the pros and cons?" I said, playing for time. "Quit stalling, Sam." "Okay, fine. Did you say one was called Nerd Smoosher?" "Nerd Smasher." Nerd Smoosher would be a ridiculous name for a fist. "Right, sorry." From the corner of my eye, I saw movement from above me. Something was running along the strings of the solar system model. "In that case," I said, "I'm thinking maybe Dweeb Crusher." "Deeb Cruncher," I said. "It's Deeb Crusher," yelled Beaver. "It's like you're not taking this situation seriously." "That makes me so." Both of us heard a growl. That was chapter 2. If you want to see chapter 3, subscribe. It'll be up soon.